fourth quarter.
They just cannot scrape Michael Jordan off of Hersey Hawkins. 5 seconds to shoot. Hawkins with the drive, fouled on the drive by Jordan. Doubleheader coming your way tomorrow night on TNT as we continue our coverage of the playoffs. Detroit Pistons and Boston Celtics. Doug, the studio, while you're away, I heard them at halftime, and everybody's picking Detroit, joining you in picking Detroit in that, except for me. I think Boston will get that.
Well, they have the home court advantage. A lot of it will depend on, you know, how healthy they are. Well, Chicago only has 2 team fouls in this quarter. Philadelphia only 1.
Hawkins reverses it to Turner, who is shooting as poorly as I've ever seen him from the perimeter.
Well, Ron Anderson actually hit the corner of the backboard on that possession.
Stolen by Hawkins. Fouled hard by Pippen. It'll be a 2-shot foul.
In the penalty, that second in the last 2 minutes, so they're in the penalty. Good foul that time by Scottie Pippen.
That's only the 6th Bulls turnover of this game. Talk about taking care of the ball.
The Bulls don't turn the ball over, and they normally don't commit very many fouls. They're very aggressive. They're very quick. They're very good on their double-ups in the rotation, and they normally make you shoot the ball well from the perimeter and beat them. You have to have patience, and you have to make the extra pass and punch the ball inside. You can see Rick Mahorn with only 1 basket in this game. Armand Gilliam got off to a good start. He has 2 field goals. Charles Barkley heating up to 15. But you've got to be able to get the ball inside.
With a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, Craig Hodges is going to come onto the floor as they give Michael Jordan that extended rest period. He gets this minute, and then, of course, the timeout during the 3rd quarter.
Now, Michael Jordan last year in the playoffs against the 76ers averaged 16 points a game in the 4th quarter against this team. So every game that was close, Michael took over, averaged over 40 points a game for the series, and single-handedly devastated this Philadelphia team every 4th quarter. They'd like to put themselves in a position tonight to be able to win this basketball game, but Michael there is always looming.
Bulls won that series 4 games to 1. Under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. Bulls by 9. Hodges in for Jordan. Pippen with the pick.
And Scottie Pippen is really shooting the basketball well. They're just sinking off of him and saying, Scottie, you continue to make that outside jump shot, and he is doing it. 8 for 11 from the floor.
And we talk about Hawkins Jordan scoring. Pippen has 18. Andre Turner hard to the hoop. Double clutch, doesn't get it. Bol can't control it. Bulls lead it by 11.
Keep your eye on Craig Hodges. Pippen's going to open the floor up. Hodges likes to shoot a 3 at the end of the quarter. Hersey Hawkins cannot leave him.
Foul out high by Ron Anderson, just as you see up at the top of your picture there. Craig Hodges kind of clenching his fist going, I was almost there.
That's our Miami set that we used to run for Hodges, the back screen and run him off and then pop him out for a 3-point shot. Let's see if they run an open floor here now. Again, Paxson and Hodges are the guys you do not want to leave.
Hodges with the drive. He kicks the Cartwright on the baseline. With the follow. Well, Chicago did not get it done that time in terms of scoring at the buzzer, but the Bulls do add 2 points to their 9-point average lead.
If I could afford a sports sedan, the road would belong to me. Bob, I'd have one of those multi-valve engines, independent suspension, and of course, a spoiler on the back. Yeah, if I could afford a sports sedan, life would be a cruise.
Oh, it's you, Bob. Presenting the Nissan Sentra SER, because rich guys shouldn't have all the fun.
Even when I went through the frustrations of getting cut from the varsity team, I still had that driving force of competing in academics, and I think you always got to have something to fall back on, and that's what education is. Stay in school. It's your best move.
A message furnished by Ronald McDonald Children's Charities, the NBA, and its players.
Every summer weekend, millions of the smartest guys in America fire up their Murray mowers. What makes them so smart is that Murray's rated one of the best in quality and performance, with a 2-year warranty backed by 10,000 service dealers at a price that's about half of other top quality mowers, which makes Murray mowers tough as they come, any way you cut it.
For the look that gets the looks, use Dutch Boy Satin Finish. It's the one finish every room should start with.
Game 2 in the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Sixers and the Bulls. Bulls with an 11-point bulge going into the final 12 minutes. Bulls lead in the series 1-0, and Philadelphia with a deep hole, really 11 points down.
Well, I think what you look at right now is through the playoffs, Chicago has played tremendous defense. They're giving up about 87 points a ball game. They're beating their opponents by 18 points a game. Opponents shooting 42% against them, forcing 20 turnovers a game. It's going to be very, very difficult for Philadelphia to get back in this game. It's been the Chicago defense all throughout the series. You see in the first quarter, 33 points by Philadelphia, 20 and 20 in the last two. So the defense is geared down, and Philadelphia's had a difficult time scoring.
Will Perdue into the game for Cartwright, and Armstrong in for Chicago. 5 seconds to shoot. Perdue from the perimeter. Barkley with the rebound. 8 rebounds for Charles.
They need to make the move right now with Michael Jordan sitting on the bench. Must get back in this game.
There's the double team to Bull. Not much going to happen there. Bull's flipper, they call it. Doesn't fall this time. Rebound Pippen. He had a couple of those in game number 1. Pippen with 10 rebounds. To shoot for Chicago. Greg Hodges buries the 3.
Pippen driving to the basket. You pull the defense. You find Hodges.
Hodges has 6 points, 2 3-pointers. Surprised that he's the 3-point champion. This is the biggest lead of the game by 14. Chicago up. Hawkins to the hoop. Count the basket. He'll have a 3-point opportunity.
I'm a little surprised that Chicago, when Craig Hodges is playing against Hawkins, is not making a bigger commitment to get the ball out of his hands a little bit sooner, because once he gets inside, it's going to be very difficult for him to stop. You see what Michael Jordan did last year against the 76ers.
Well, in game 1 of this series, Michael didn't do so very well because he was on the bench the entire time with Chicago's huge lead.
You know what? I bet you in talking to Jimmy Lynam, he wishes that Michael would have had to do that to beat him rather than Michael to sit and watch in that blowout.
12 for 12. Hawkins at the free throw line tonight. He has 27 points, 6 assists. Seconds to shoot for Chicago. But against Barkley. Good defense. Perdue goes hard to the hoop. Has the foul on Philadelphia. And it's on Ron Anderson.
See, Jimmy Lynam is trying to match up with Chicago. He's playing Manute Bol against Will Perdue. And Will Perdue is too mobile and too good a passer, and he can put the ball on the floor. Here comes Manute over to give help. And Will Perdue has the ability to put it on the floor and take it to the basket and finish it. So Will Perdue now taking advantage of that matchup. Again, he had 5 offensive rebounds in the first half, using his mobility to get to the boards against Manute Bol.
Perdue, a good free throw shooter in college, only shooting 60% in these playoffs, now below that.